You know, if you've got a good 13 players on paper, but it's just not working, well, what do? You change something, and it's a credit to him to make that change. I think it's been highly successful, and to me, it doesn't look like Walters is put off by it. I think he's thriving on it, and what can happen is you can even play better once you go back in the halves.
David, I think this could be the making of Billy Walters. This could be Billy Walters' future. I mean, he's in the Melbourne Storm program. Cameron Smith is only going to be there for so much longer playing NRL. We don't know. Maybe he'll play again next season.
Yeah.
But you've got Brandon Smith there, who is a good footballer as well, and we've seen him playing for the Tigers. But in what I've seen today and in highlights from the last few weeks of Billy Walters playing a dummy half, he has a lot of creativity.
Yeah.
We know he can kick from that position as well. If I was Brandon Smith right now, I'd be thinking Billy Walters is coming to get me as the backup hooker to Cameron Smith.
Well, that's right.
And this really opens up a future for Billy Walters if he has got the defensive strength the two Smiths in the Storm program have.
Yeah, and I mean, you may well be right, Warren, that he could do it. I've been very impressed by him, so I think he's certainly one. And really, when you look at it, I mean, they're in the Melbourne Storm system. They train, they live in Melbourne, these guys. They're like the 5 or 6 guys in the east side. They live in Melbourne. They come up on a Friday. They only train on the captain's run on late Friday. So they are training with Bellamy and Co. When you have a look at what's happening with Cameron Smith at the moment, admittedly, back end of his career might be another year or so to go, although the way he's playing, he could keep playing for as long as he likes. Cameron Smith does come out of the dummy half quite a bit and play in the half, so we've got a little bit of a reverse role here. They're putting, he's wearing number 6 on his back. He's playing a lot in dummy half, but then he's quite happy to fold back out from times as well. So it could be the modern game. It's just, there's so much versatility. The numbers and the positions almost don't matter anymore.
Well, I'm just wondering whether this was a Scott Sipple idea or was it a Craig Bellamy idea. I mean, whether Craig Bellamy thought maybe we could use Billy Walters in this way. Scott, do you think you might want to have a crack at this? I don't know. It could well be Scott. We'll give Scott Sipple the credit for now.
Yeah.
He's the East coach, and he's the one who's got to have it happening on the field. But it's certainly interesting to watch over the next few weeks and maybe even the next couple of years.
Well, I do know the coaches, the NRL coaches, and I mean, this is not the only club that has feeding from NRL clubs. The Broncos feed to a lot of the clubs in Brisbane. They will dictate where they want their players. So if you want a bloke to play left edge, second rower, the team then can't pick him at lock. They must, if Wayne Bennett, I shouldn't quote him in particular, but if any NRL coach says, I'm putting one of my players back this week, as they do every week, and they want him to play in a certain position, they want him training and learning that position. So you may well be right, but let's give it to Scotty Sipple. It's working, and it's not over yet. There's a lot of football left in this game because the Hunters haven't been split wide open, and when they hit hard, so they could easily dislodge a few footies.
This fight's gone 15 rounds.
I got my mouth guard with me.
We know that in the back line, Scott Drinkwater and Brodie Croft have been particularly impressive. We've mentioned Billy Walters already. I mean, the wingers have been outstanding. Everyone's playing really well out there. But can we throw in a mention for Brett Greinke and Matt Grote? I mean, I think the two front rowers really early in that first 20 minutes were particularly strong. Yeah,
I'm particularly impressed with, Greinke's work rate, and there's a penalty there just going to the Cornwalls, and they took that 2 points. That was interesting. I'll come back to your great Greinke comment in a moment. We've just got some highlights from the first half.
Because the Hunters led 2-0 early.
Yeah, and they elected to take the 2, whereas the Tigers, they get a similar penalty a few minutes later, and they decide to back themselves. Croft puts the pass up the middle there to Svensson, does well to get that deep into the line, causes a bit of panic in the defensive line, causes that second effort in there. And the Tigers, do they take 2 to make it 2-2? No, they don't. They decide to go themselves, and the pass, after going initially left, as I recall. So Greinke settles there, but this is all about saying we just want to open the right a little bit more. We want to hold a couple of defenders there because we're going to put this play on. A couple of dummy runners. Croft up there to Drinkwater. Drinkwater, beautiful bullet pass. Fires it on the outside there. Gets it out on the outside of Rao, and Port goes across in the corner. So a very well constructed try. Great kick also this from Brodie Croft from the sideline. And that got the Tigers after 15 minutes out to 6 points to 2. And then the awkward kick. These kicks have been a problem for both sides. Gets an unlucky bounce in a lot of ways because it goes there. It allows the Hunters to get up the other end of the park. And as I say, they have not been out of this by any means. Admittedly, they've conceded 3 tries. A lot of penalties in the first half, which is probably the only, I guess, the slowing of the game. We would have a really fast-paced game without those penalties.
I haven't got the penalty count, but I'd say the Tigers would be in front.
Yeah, I think Gavin at one stage had it at maybe 4-all, maybe halfway or a bit past halfway in the first half, so we might get that later on. Here's the other penalty. No one's been sent to the bin, and I think, again, that's a massive penalty to incur and suffer. But, coming back, Warren, to the Mac Grote and Grinky.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Grote, well, we all know he's played quite a bit of NRL previously, had those couple of injuries that held him back significantly. But he is a very, very good player. Big man, been very impressed with him. He'll just keep getting better with every run he has.
That's too long.
And, well, the work rate at Grinky and Svensson are terrific, and you need that balance in any side.
Second half underway from the boot of Scott Drinkwater. Tigers with a 16 points to 2 lead in this Trust Super Cup round 13 match. And we might find out what's been happening down around the dressing rooms, all the gossip from the sideline. Gavin Payne.
Yeah, g'day boys. Sorry, just having a chat to a couple of these boys that are injured down here. Shane Newman due back in a couple of weeks from a dislocated elbow in the first game, but I was most impressed in that first half, particularly that last try. I'll go into it a bit later in the post-game show, but really good set play, and they were thrilled when they scored it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more of that in the second half.
Yeah, I agree. The enthusiasm, the joy in Brodie Croft putting that play on and seeing it work. He was jubilant, as was Link Port. Here's the Hunters, 40 metres out, and up it goes from Boas. At the back, it's Drinkwater, gets underneath it. And the penalty goes against the Hunters inside the 10. They were in front of the kicker, according to the referee.
Penalties continue. We said there's quite a few in that first half. Gav, did you have a penalty count at half time?
Yeah, mate, I did. 10 penalties in all, 6 to the Tigers, 4 to PNG. Completion rates were both 64%. The Tigers 14 from 22, and only 14 sets for the PNG boys, and they completed 9.
Right off the back of a penalty, the Tigers get it up to the halfway line. Chance to bit of an appeal there from a couple of players that he thought he was turned slightly upside down. Up there to Billy Walters from Croft. Pass on the outside to, is it Michael Egan? He will be making his debut, young Michael Egan. Billy Walters brings Austral down the middle, but there's nowhere to go there. No gap and good driving defence. I love it when sides can get players and drive them back. That's what you want to see. None of this just go in there and the converse to that's a good run by the Tigers to keep that steal meters going, those post-contact meters. And again, it was Brett Grinky, the workaholic, up there to Drinkwater. Drinkwater out to Kafusi. Kafusi wrapped up by a couple of players. Last tackle play. Well, the Hunters have had a bit of trouble with the high ball. They're not going to put a high ball on them this time, though. They punched down a blind side, got themselves into a bit of a dead-end alley. And was that knocked on? Yes, it was. So it almost doesn't matter. It appears what kick they put in. The Hunters are having trouble with the ball off the kick.
Yeah, it's been a real problem today for both teams, in fact. Handling the kicks, we've seen quite a few knock-ons and not being taken cleanly, ricochets and so on.
This twilight time might be, you can't blame the lights for this one. That was punched heavily by Carey into the Hunters' defensive line.
I think he was hoping it might have just come off his legs in the referee's eyes rather than his hands came forward, but it wasn't the way the referee saw it.
Well, if they got another set piece from the scrum, the Tigers, they're the last scrum they packed, they went over untouched. Up there to Billy Walters. Walters long pass out to Drinkwater. Drinkwater pass again out to McAnally. Cover defence coming across McAnally. He's done it again. Jared McAnally. What an effort. This is 2 tries by each winger, I think. He's awarded it as well. Well, there again, 2 scrums within a matter of minutes of playing time, and the Tigers go across in the corner. Scott Drinkwater has a very good bullet-like pass. It reminds me a bit of one of the things that Kalen Ponga is very good at when he comes in for Newcastle Knights. Once he gets into a position where it's all about timing your pass, but bulleting it to make sure you put it on exactly where the winger wants it. And McAnally backed himself then and scored a very good try. Well, I don't know that I've necessarily seen that for a while. 4 tries, 2 by each winger. This is how footy should be played, Warren.
Yeah, Drinkwater throwing that long pass you spoke about, and the winger on this side for the Hunters went in. That was Butler Morris. He went in, and I think he went in too early that time. He tried to cut off the centre. He went charging in. It was 2-on-1 on the centre. The trouble was the ball had bypassed the centre and was in the hands of McAnally on the wing, lining up the conversion again from the sideline. Brodie Croft, and he won't bring this around. That's missed by some distance. But the Tigers extend their lead as 20 points to 2. Gavin.
Oh, yeah, boys. Look, the Tigers' backline is just carving them up. That wasn't the best pass either to McAnally. He had to stop, turn around, and did a full 360 to get that football. But, you know, they just know how to get to the try line, don't they? His last step was a left footer, you know, millimetres in from the sideline. Let's have a look at it here on the replay. Nothing particularly startling about this, just a straight backline move. Just the quality of the pass there. The bad read by the PNG Hunters. And then McAnally does a great job to get that ball right in the corner. Man, that's outstanding football.
Play underway again. The Tigers now leading on the black and white Cavs scoreboard. 20 points to 2. 5 minutes into the second half. So we just have to play some good football here in the second half and go right on with this in positive fashion. Ostwald at dummy half. Little had a good run from Ash Little. Made the break. Upfield he goes. Quick play the ball. Out on the right-hand side, Croft calls for it, gives it to Drinkwater. They don't look unlike, these two, Croft and Drinkwater, when they're side by side. It goes to Croft. He'll put it across field off that right boot. Underneath it, and a good take under some pressure. It was taken by Butler Morris.
Well, as we've said in the opener, the Hunters have not got a good away record. They've only won 1 of 6, I think it is, in their away season so far. A reasonably good record at home, but we want to be very careful here. The attacking mood the Tigers are in, they could go on with this if the Hunters don't put their shoulder to the wheel.
And the Tigers for and against is very positive, plus 27, even though they're down in 10th place. And this for and against could become very handy for the Tigers at the end of the season. It could be the difference between missing out on the 6 and being in the 6, the top 6 when we come finals time. Here's Blair, Chase Blair, wearing the number 18 jersey. We're told that he might have swapped in the second half to a number 4 jersey, but he's still got the 18 on, the short-sleeved jersey. Here's Walters, the dummy half.
Crook.
We've got a problem here for the Tigers. As stepping forward there, Ila Alu comes up and congratulates his teammates on a good hit that's caused a bit of damage among the opposition.
Scotty Drinkwater is the one who's been stunned in that tackle. Look at it. Runs out a dummy half.
See where the arms hit.
Tries just to bump him away. That's all okay there. That's okay. Head hits the ground.
Yeah, hit his
so
head.
It's just an accident. And obviously very hard to retain possession after that's occurred. So
he's okay. He's packing into the scrum at lock. Now Boas, Weira, back inside. Tete's 25 metres out. Well, it's time to start scoring if you're the PNG Hunters. They've got to get on the board, and soon. And ripping in here now is Maria. Or it might be Yay, actually. Yay. Albert gets it away. Boas sees a little hole, and he's halfway through it. He just managed to push away there from Kafusi. Penalty goes to PNG.
Would have been a second action there by Connor Carey. There was some desperate defence right on that try line. He might not have been the only one in there as well. But what I do recall of the Hunters, they can get some second phase play going, and I think that's the way they've got to approach this game now. The East defence is very, very strong, and I think they're going to need second phase to exploit it.
Kahuna at dummy half. Putt plays it. Wide back line, and they're going a long way back before they link up with Albert. To the right-hand side again. Dummies inside, outside they go. Short ball, cutting back inside is Butler Morris.
Good scrambling defence by the Tigers.
That was Weira joining in from fullback again. Straightening it up, Willie Minoga, who doesn't mind a foray into the forwards. Minoga to play it. Waiting is Kahuna. Long pass left. Simon out wide. Boas, pass out wide. Oh, beautiful hands, well taken by Thompson Tete. Oh, he had to reach right down to his ankles to pull that in. Took it right off his shins. And brilliant finish from the left centre there, Thompson Tete, the 28-year-old. But a nice move, right to left shift from the Hunters. Looked real good and gets them on the board with a try.
Well, they finally got some open space. The East Tigers defence has been very good. They haven't been out positioned in the match. This is the first time they have. Got a beautiful ball. It was Boas who threw it out, and Tete, well, he had to take it on his fingertips, stretching forward. He did very well to hold it and go on and score the try. One that they desperately needed. This will give them a great deal of heart to push on in this match now. The Tigers have the good lead because of some spectacular attack, none the least the double from scrums either side of halfway. But now Papua New Guinea have been threatening to get across. They finally out-positioned the Tigers, and now they're going to try and get it back to 20 points to 8 with this conversion. It's 20 points to 6 on the black and white scoreboard at the moment.
Waved away, not converted, but 20 points to 6 in favour of the Tigers. And we've still got plenty of time left in this game, 28 minutes to go. The Hunters back in the game, and a little bit of confidence will come from good long passes here. Boas keeps it going, and then that lovely looping pass out to Tete. That was an absolute beauty. Gavin.
Yeah, look, that was a fantastic, bit of attacking play, and it's what the Hunters can do. Obviously, that's their style of play. They just keep throwing the footy around until they find someone open. But a high quality try, indeed, to get them, a whiff here, and they need to complete this set, bang a good kick down the far end, and then come up with some good defence.
Well, I don't want to throw the cat among the pigeons, but the Tigers have thrown a couple of games away this season that they really should have won. Now this is definitely one that they should win.
And penalties will certainly help you get the platform to do exactly that.
When I say that they should win, when you're leading by 20 points to 2, you should go on to win. They are up against last year's premiers, so we'll see what happens from this set on the back of the penalty. The Hunters, 40 metres out. Kahuna. Willie Minoga takes the tap and gets it away. Playing it is Alu. Kahuna again, going up the middle here, making good use of Stanton Albert, very experienced.
Big set of 6, this in the context of the game.
On the right-hand side, and a good strong run from Radri Brawa. Again, testing this defence. Drinkwater misses a tackle, going nearly all the way there with Puara. Plays it to Kahuna. Weira quickly through the hands. Boas, a long pass all the way to his winger. Going hard for the corner and might have scored here. This is Junior Rao going for the corner.
He's called it back. Coming back to the 20, so I reckon he's got him touching goal. Back to the 20, so it'll be a 20-metre tap for the Tigers.
Gee, there was a great pass in there. I think it was from Boas to Junior Rao.
And does so well, I thought, Rao. But look at Connor Carey coming over along with Link Port to knock him touching goal. ball down, as they say. Good defence, desperate defence by the Tigers. That was a big one, that. Billy Walters out of dummy half. Those darting runs can set the platform for the next plays. Up out of dummy half again, Chase Blair. And into the marker, the only bloke who was any threat to him for picking up another 15 metres. Billy Walters out of dummy half again. They decided to go bang, bang, bang and take it forward. Have they got some lateral play in them now? Drinkwater's in a dummy half, so they're losing that play. Svensson, so everything's going straight up at the moment. Where's the attack players? They've been burned up in the runs out of dummy half. Now they've got a platform. It is the last tackle though. Walters standing left. It'll come to Walters. Little chip kick. McAnally fires it back on the inside. Play on it is, and a try in the corner. Well, they've done it again.
Egan scored. Michael Egan.
Well done. Beautiful kick here by Billy Walters, taken by McAnally. What a game the skipper has had one. This is inspiring. The captain, who's a winger, scored 2 tries. This time gets up, takes it beautifully, flicks it back on the inside, and Michael Egan loops around a confused defence at that stage. They weren't sure which way the ball was going to go, and Michael Egan, to his credit, thought, well, I could bamboozle them by ducking down this tight side. I must admit, when I saw it in live action, I thought, hey mate, that's going to be tight going down there, but he knew what he was doing, decided not to go back out wide. The Tigers, well, they got the answer they were looking for, another try.
And how exciting for Michael Egan, the 23-year-old. Pretty sure this is his first Intrust Super Cup try. Up goes McAnally, and back to come around and wrap it as Egan. I think he thought about doing a swan dive, a spectacular winger's finish, but because he got it down. There's the attempted conversion. It's a beauty from Brodie Croft, a smile on his face, and that is another good strike for the Tigers. 26-6. Gavin, that's going to go a long way towards winning the game.
Yeah, look, I think, you know, the Tigers have done enough now. Just how good are they at this skill of catching the ball in midair and then getting it away? You know, we saw a good one from the Cowboys on Thursday night. That's just outstanding play. I'm not sure if that's probably Egan's, perhaps his first try. I don't think it's his debut game. I think he's played a couple previously, but it's certainly one that he'll remember forever.
I think it's game number 2 for Michael Egan. Here's Grinke coming back for the Tigers, who should be full of running now.
He came in to replace Christian Welsh, who had such a great game for the Tigers last week in both attack and defence. So they've done well to fill the void that Christian Welsh had left, and young Egan comes up with the try as well. So the Tigers do well to get up almost to the halfway line. Very slow play the ball though. Walters up there to Svensson. And he knows one way and does well to steal those extra metres. So a little bit of football to be played in this set. Brodie Croft, pass out the back there to Drinkwater. Drinkwater to Kafusi. Kafusi straight through the line, throws the dummy. Can't offload, it's gone forward. And it will be a knock-on. Well, again, some very enterprising play out on that right-hand side. Croft to Drinkwater. Kafusi looked like he was doing 100 mile an hour punching through that defensive line. They've got plenty of options, Gav.
They're just starting to warm up, I think, aren't they, boys? You know, it's a game of possession as always, and the Tigers are just getting that quick roll on. Seem to be, you know, through the middle. You know, don't take anything away from those middle forwards that are doing that hard work, and giving those guys and the classy guys on the edges time to get the pass to the right guy in the right hole.
So the Hunters are going to have to dig themselves out of trouble here. Very important game for them. They're 2 competition points ahead of the Tigers, but down in 9th and 10th place, these 2 teams. And this is a desperate game for both, particularly the Tigers, but the Hunters need the win equally.
Tigers have got to win about 9 out of the next 11, so every game critical, and this one, well, it's there to be taken. I expect the Hunters to start throwing a bit of caution to the wind. They're renowned for it. I think they're going to, they won't die wondering. Big fellow there, and Albert stands in the tackle.
There's Boas off and running and kicking. Awkward one, spiralling towards Drinkwater. Took it well. Chase was good this time. It wasn't long ago, Hunters put up a good kick and were in front of the kicker, gave away the penalty. Here's Port.
And Linkport to bring it out. Important set of 6 again for both sides, as you'd expect. Run out of dummy half there by Connor Carey. Their dummy half running tonight or this afternoon and this evening has been very, very effective. Connor Carey goes down with a bit of an ankle injury. Scott Drinkwater looking for a 40-20. Powerful kick it was too. Wera going back, can't stop it. I think that was a 40-20. There's plenty of accolades coming for Scott Drinkwater. Left-footed kick. And that's a long kick, Gav.
Yeah, look, that was a very good kick. Left footer, easily a 40-20. He was a couple of metres inside that 40-metre line, and here goes the Tigers on attack again with Grote.
And he's going to be hard to stop from almost under the post. Stopped a metre short. They've got the Hunters on the back foot. Can they go on with the job? Pass there up to Aoni. He couldn't get through. The defensive wall is strong. Up there, Walters dummy. No, Walters was the man out the back. Throws a bit of a dummy that time. Just can't get his hands free. Chase Blair into dummy half. Aoni looks for another run. The big man takes it to within another metre or so. Now can the fancy players again? Well, that's uncharacteristic of the Tigers' style tonight.
Held up, Chase Blair.
Thought he might be able to steal one. Got over the try line, but couldn't ground it. But now they're set very deep midfield. Walters standing back a good 10 metres behind to play the ball. Gives plenty of room to work. Up there to Brodie Croft. Little chip over the top by Drinkwater, trying to catch the defence. Coming up too fast, but the ball goes too far. Pressure off. Well, they were trying something a little bit different there, but was well covered by Rao out there anyway. He would have been first to it. The left wing for the Hunters.
The Tigers starting to dominate territory here. Hunters finding it difficult to get out of their own half and stay out of it. Racing out a dummy half here. That's Puara playing it back in centre field. It was Kahuna had that previous run. Just short of halfway, PNG. Good strong run from Stanton Albert. Straight and hard, quick play the ball on his feet immediately. Away they go down the left. Boas. Strong run down there from Yai. Simon at dummy half. Boas puts the bomb up high. Another tester for Drinkwater. He flies high. It's loose at the back. And the PNG have got it. Racing through and claiming the try is Tete. But
knocked on.
Now, who did that come off? The referee is obviously ruling. I presume that came off the Tigers. Or off the Hunters, I should say.
Well, Drinkwater was, I thought, first to it. So
did I.
He may have been adjudicated. The Hunters are about to set up an attack play. Here's the kick.
Triple play replay.
So I'd say it's a knock on by the Tigers here. The hand did come through.
He felt that the hand just went up into Drinkwater's throat area and got that Hunters hand was the ball first. 50-50.
They do look like they're set to attack the Hunters. Yes, they have. They got the ball. All we need is now is the referee to come over and make sure it's not a second row feed.
Well, did he say then that it was a knock on from Drinkwater into the Hunters' hand? Because if the Hunters have got feed, then it must have been knocked on.
Definitely knocked on by the Tigers.
By both teams, but the Tigers first. Otherwise, it's play on. It's a try.
Yep.
Try to the Hunters. 26-6, 18 minutes to go. It was 16-2 in favour of the Tigers at half-time. They stretched that lead out to 20-2. The Hunters came back at 20-6. Tigers replied, so they're keeping the Hunters at bay so far.
Gav, both sides have had their problems with the ball in the air.
Yeah, look, they have, but that's the only blemish on Drinkwater's game. A couple of difficult bombs to catch. There's been a couple along the ground that other players have had trouble with. But yeah, you're right, David. It's the handling as far as the bombs are concerned haven't been that great today.
Little set piece by the Hunters on the back of the scrum. They want to get their own trick try.
So right on the attack. Can they pull it back here? Margin against them at the moment. Not far out from the line. right in front of that huge scoreboard here at Suzuki Stadium. At the back, Boas, Simon, coming back inside.
Lost their way there, the Hunters. They could have done more with that structure.
Well, that was actually Puara. Here's Stanton Albert.
He's been hard to handle. Big boy.
Not far out here. The Hunters need a try. Desperate for it. Diving for the line. Penalty goes to the Tigers, though. What's the signal here from the referee?
There's an interference by the guy who played the ball. Or was it double movement, maybe?
It was Simon who went for the line. It was a sharp dive from him.
Just watch the guy playing the ball here, boys. I think he just goes forward.
Straight.
Yeah.
I think that he's pushed over the marker, but the marker wasn't in very good position before he fell over. Merely say that he was marking up straight.
I didn't see a specific signal by the referee. What was your call there, Gav?
Yeah, look, I think if we get that replay again, you'll just see that the gentleman playing the ball, I'm just not sure who that was, just went forward a bit and obstructed the marker. 50-50 call probably, but it's obviously going the Tigers' way. And when you're on a bit of a hot streak, that tends to happen. Just watch the play of the ball here, and the marker just sort of bumped him forward and got a bit of a mess and a tangle and didn't give him an opportunity to get out of there. Not sure that it would have made any difference anyway, but that's the way it goes.
Simon might not have got the ball down anyway. The penalty's gone to the Tigers. By the way, in other matches in the Intrust Super Cup round 13, the Burleigh Bears have continued on their merry way. They've defeated the Ipswich Jets 42-20 earlier. It was Townsville too good for the Capras 32-12. From memory, that score 32-12. Yes, that's correct. So from the Tigers and Hunters' point of view, they want to see Ipswich losing, so that's a good result. They need to catch teams on the edge of the six. A long way to go in the comp still, of course. Walters out wide to Blair. Blair puts the pedal to the metal. He's 30 metres out. Good defence. They rounded him up. Walters playing at 5/8 in the second half. Svensson shuffling his way through the middle. Fifth tackle. Last play coming up for the Tigers. Walters has got it. And he decides to run it. Stepping, passing.
Six to go.
6 more tackles. And Ostwald does well. Now Blair, can he find a way through? No, not on this occasion. But with an extra set of tackles here.
Hard to hold.
The Tigers have the Hunters backs to the wall. Svensson has another go. He's a good toiler, is Svensson. Ostwald dummy half. To the right to Grote. He throws the pass. And Croft was quickly put upon, but he gets it away. Svensson again. Svensson for the line. The Hunters get there in numbers. Out on the left, Egan wants it. Croft goes out the back to Walters. Walters tries to hold it up and slide through the defence. Gets it away late. Here's a chance for Blair. Blair's over the line. Can he get it down? No, held up. Second time in a couple of minutes. Blair's been over and held up.
Yeah, they went close to Tigers. I thought they really stacked this left side in attack. It was fairly predictable they were coming this way. Admittedly, Blair went pretty close to scoring the try, but they didn't lack. They lacked options right. The good sides have got to keep options open, especially even just to hold the defence on one side rather than the other. Now a great chance with the being held up. One player down in the in-goal area, one of the Hunters players.
Well, I mean, in terms of fairness, you want the Hunters to have 13 players, but it wasn't that long ago in this situation. You just had to play on with 12, and the referee wouldn't stop play like this, but in this situation at least, no team is particularly advantaged or disadvantaged by the stoppage of play.
Now, I haven't got a problem with this one, Warren. They're obviously very carefully looking at maybe up around the neck area, so every precaution taken. But there are some other stoppages in play for what appear to be the most minor injuries, or someone getting bandaged up. You know, you're not going
open to gamesmanship, isn't it?
You know, and the referees just should say, like, I mean, the old days, if the guy couldn't play the ball, you know, you surrendered it, you went back to the scrum. Now, at least you just give it to somebody else. If you happen to be the injured player with a bit of claret coming out or something, you just get on with the game. There's too many stoppages. There's so many stoppages for penalties now. I was interested in a comment by Cronulla players the other day and said, "Oh, how are you handling these penalties?" He said, "Well, I never get tired anymore." He said, "I just have all these rests because of all the penalties," and that was Gallen. And that's one of the flow-on effects. Now, I've got no problems with a player with a, there it is, HIA, so that you must stop then when he needs immediate attention and professional attention. But there are some other ones, Gav, it makes me wonder sometimes why they have some of these delays.
Yeah, look, our game has become pretty stop-start, hasn't it? You know, with all the penalties and so forth, and the natural stoppages. And you know, if you're injured, you're genuinely injured. We used to fake a few injuries. Certainly in my day, I don't know if you ever fell over, Righty, and claimed a broken leg or anything. But you know, it is a very stop-start these days, and loses a bit of that gladiatorial nature, which our game is built on.
You do. Okay, let's see what the Tigers, can they go on with it here? They were really stacked in the middle of the field, then they try to punch another one through. Well, what they're not good at are those punch plays. They've been excellent on getting to the fringes and putting play. They've scored tries in every corner of the field. They've scored none up the middle, and each time they try a punch play, it either hits a brick wall or you get an error like that. So again, Gav, probably a bit of work to be done there. It's all about timing and gap running.
Yeah, look, it is, and you know, this side with the Melbourne situation, you know, as you know, boys, you don't get the same players back each week. You don't only get them for one training session, so those combinations can be a bit hard to come by. Only one change this week from last week's game, and that was Christian Welsh out, obviously. So, you know, hopefully if they can get that bit of consistency with the players they're getting back, you can get those combinations happening a little better, and that will naturally come.
Yeah, that was Svensson, who wasn't able to take that ball at the end of the Tigers set, knocked on, but there is the factor too, the Hunters keep hitting with plenty of shoulder too, David.
Oh yeah, they're very powerful in
pressure
defence.
on you.
Yep, they do. And
here they go wide.
They've only ever been caught on the fringes, haven't they? Their defence line in the middle has been very good.
Still trying to make inroads here, the PNG Hunters. Our statistician James Cheeseman just pointing out that with this win, as it stands, the Tigers might jump 5 positions up to 5th on the ladder. Now that's at this stage of this weekend's round, isn't it? But so they might enjoy that tonight anyway.
Wow.
We'll see. But as I say, it's all about their for and against. If they have a couple of wins, they'll quickly leapfrog a few sides.
Yeah, it's their attack.
Well, about 3 teams in front of them are at minus for and against. The Tigers, with this win, are going to, well, if they go on in the last 12 minutes, it'll be about plus 40.
Their attack is what's giving them that good for and against. Their defence hasn't been that great. I think they're down toward the bottom of the table in terms of best defence, but their attack has been excellent. And in the defence, I'll give them credit today. Only one try off a miraculous pass, a miracle pass. Their defence has been excellent today. The Tigers, a good all-round performance, and one of the best we've seen on Tiger TV.
Here's Grote. Or it was Grote, now the kick ahead,
good
and right
kick.
In the corner, that is an excellent kick, and it's gone, now this is going to be ruled against, it's gone, touching goal.
Yeah, goal line drop out. Yeah. So good kick and good pressure, so you got to get a good kick to just get it to sit in the in-goal area there, and I think it was Billy Walters, kicked it from about 20 metres out, so it's not that easy to just get them roll and stop right on the in-goal area, and then the other thing you need, once you put the good kick in, is some good chase, and they got exactly that, the Tigers. This is about repeat sets of 6. This is about building pressure, and this is about winning big matches.
And Watson Boas drops out to Billy Walters, gives it to Matt Grote, gets a head of steam up, and he's ready to offload. No one really close enough behind, ready to accept that.
Did the right thing and held.
Brett Grenke stepping off his left foot, and he runs into 3 tacklers ready to drive him back.
There's some sore bodies out there tomorrow.
Ali Iono, only 15 out. Calling for Drinkwater. Here's Drinkwater now. Kerry's got it. Kerry not far from the line. The defence comes across and just gets there in time. Can they hold him up though?
I tell you what, the touch judge is pointing. It's a
try. Oh, he's claiming the try, Connor Kerry, and the referee agrees. And that puts the icing on the cake. What a good try to Connor Carey been very dangerous 2 weeks in a row out wide on the right-hand side. 30 points to 6 in favour of the East Tigers over the PNG Hunters. Still 10 minutes to go and a conversion to come.
That's the 6th try, and it's been, all of them have been within about 300 millimetres of the corner post. The Tigers have showed how to play with football. And you don't just do it these days by firing it through the hands. You've got dubby runners, you've got guys looping around, and then you've got to have some great skill to finish off. So 6 tries by the Tigers, and all of them within the shadow of the corner post. That's Ione, just a bit of a settler, so they set up to go to the right-hand side. Up there to Brodie Croft. Drinkwater again playing a good part. Connor Carey looked like he was going to go into touch. He is strong, this kid, and he spins at the last minute to even find the try line again closer to the dead ball line. It looked like he could have been conservative and said, oh no, I'm going to try and stay away from the touch and goal line. He doesn't do that. He takes the chance of spinning toward it. Again, found the defence unawares and did well.
Now, yet another attempt from the sideline for Brodie Croft. I think that's Scott Drinkwater taking a couple of these earlier, but Brodie Croft has kicked 3 goals so far from 5, I believe, and this is a pretty good looking attempt as well. Not quite. All of them have been difficult, and he's been very close, if not to between the posts on every occasion.
I reckon he'll be asking the next try to be between the posts, won't he? I think he's had enough of these corner kicks.
Well, Gavin, what I'm observing here is that you make the captain the winger, and the winger starts scoring tries.
He might be dirty.
He might have scored this one, but it's been McAnally and Linkport having a picnic out wide. The centres and wingers have been playing some great footy.
Well, mate, Linkport might be dirty. He didn't pop him the ball because he could have got a number 3, but Carey sort of wanted to join the spoils, I suppose. So, you know, it just shows the attacking style, doesn't it, again, of the Tigers with those passes out wide. But you know, it comes from those guys, Ione, Grote, Greinke, and the like, doing that work up the middle, as I said previously. They're having a great game, those middle forwards.
I love the way Brodie Croft is accelerating the play. I mean, he is really getting them going. They really shoot once they see the opportunity on a side, particularly late in the count. Croft, he really strikes and strikes hard.
Yeah, he does. And the other guy that's been in 5 of the 6 tries is Scotty Drinkwater. He's loops around beautifully, and again, it's the timing of the pass. Then come around. There's a gap for you. Take it. If you're not, Gav, you've got to look for support. He's done that well tonight. Yeah, look,
Drinkwater is an outstanding talent, isn't he? You know, I'll have a bit of a chat about him at the end of the game as well. But you know, he's thrown the last pass for at least 3 tries that I can remember, and been involved, as you say, in 4 or 5 of them.
East is still hungry for more points, and it's the kick for the sideline. Croft's found touch. And, well, I did criticise a kick for touch just before half-time, and that has the same flavour about it to me, but his reading of the play tonight, you can't question it. Brodie Croft's been very good, so if he thinks it's time to kick for touch, I'll take his advice this time.
Yeah, I just want to wind the clock back a bit, but I tend to agree with you, Warren, that with points for and against so important. As I say, if you get 8 out of 11 of your next 11 games, now they win this one, it's obviously 7 out of the next 10, but that might only get you into a for and against battle. So it's so important to just rack the points on. When you've got a team down, you've got to make sure you capitalise. The Hunters, they'll know that as well. This will take the Tigers to equal points with the Hunters. They'll be both 10 points. So the Hunters, every time you score a point, it's plus and minus each way. It's a double lot of points against the team you're competing against for that very important final spot.
PNG Hunters are going to leave Suzuki Stadium yet again without winning. They've had just a draw here in the past, I believe. Oh, low pass, well taken, not knocked on.
Oh, did he pull a muscle there? Didn't seem to be able to get up too quickly either. Okay, yep, okay, Bias.
Back to the short side, Simon. No, Tete it was, kicking ahead. Here's Drinkwater. Croft will get into dummy half. You would think that the sting might have gone out of the Hunters, but they are still playing with vigour and intent. But their cause is lost here. 30 points to 6 in favour of the home team, the Tigers. This has been a good one for Tigers TV viewers to enjoy today. Tigers 2 weeks in a row, cutting loose.
We now know last week wasn't an aberration. They got 50 points on Wynnum last week and were very impressive. They've been impressive again tonight.
Ollie Olds is it away. Good run. Yeah, lovely run. Nice offload there. Walters keeps it going quickly. Off the play the ball. McAnally out to